Have you ever been standing inside a group, surrounded by voices, faces, movement, yet feeling like you're slightly out of frame, as if the moment is happening just inches away from you? It's a strange kind of presence. You're there, fully aware, fully alive, but unseen, like a quiet star in a sky crowded with fireworks. If this experience feels familiar, psychology says this isn't a weakness. It's actually a very rare, high-value mindset trait. Society tends to misunderstand people who feel invisible in groups. We're taught that confidence looks loud, that belonging requires performance, that being noticed means taking up space. So when someone listens more than they speak, observes more than they react, the world assumes something is missing. But psychology suggests the opposite. Often, what's misunderstood as social absence is actually psychological depth. These individuals aren't disengaged. They're processing on a level most people never slow down enough to reach. One reason this invisibility forms is heightened emotional perception. Research on sensory processing sensitivity shows that some people are neurologically wired to absorb social information deeply. In a group setting, they don't just hear words, they sense shifts in tone, emotional friction, unspoken discomfort. While others swim on the surface of conversation, these individuals feel the undercurrents. It's like standing in a room and noticing the temperature change before anyone opens a window. Another powerful factor is early emotional self-reliance. Attachment theory explains that people who learned early to regulate their own emotions often stop seeking constant external validation. They don't interrupt to be seen or exaggerate to be felt. In groups, this can make them easy to overlook. Not because they lack confidence, but because their sense of worth doesn't depend on attention. Psychological studies on self-concept clarity show that people who understand themselves deeply feel less pressure to prove themselves publicly. They don't rush to speak because silence doesn't threaten them. Their presence is quiet, but intentional, like a foundation beneath a building rarely noticed, yet holding everything upright. Another reason is emotional energy management. Research on emotional labor reveals that social environments can unconsciously drain certain personalities. Group dynamics involve subtle competition, comparison, and emotional negotiation. Some minds instinctively step back to protect their peace. They're not withdrawing out of fear, they're choosing conservation. Like dimming the lights, not because the room is empty, but because brightness isn't always necessary. Many people who feel invisible also function as psychological neutral ground. Carl Jung's work on projection suggests that people who don't provoke strong emotional reactions are less likely to be noticed. They don't trigger envy, dominance, or admiration. They don't play roles, and in a world that thrives on extremes, balance often goes unnoticed. They are the still water others unknowingly rest beside. Empathy also plays a major role. Research shows that highly empathetic individuals often prioritize understanding over expression. In groups, they make room for others to speak. They sense when someone needs attention and step aside. Over time, this generosity can turn into invisibility. They become the emotional structure of the room, essential, but rarely acknowledged. Like air, only missed when it's gone. Finally, there is selective depth. Social psychology tells us that not everyone is designed for collective belonging. Some people are wired for meaningful connection, not surface-level interaction. Their energy doesn't expand in crowds. It sharpens in intimacy. In groups, they fade. In real connection, they come alive. Like a key designed for one lock, not every door. If you recognize yourself here, understand this. You are not invisible because you lack presence. You feel invisible because your presence doesn't compete. It resonates. You don't demand attention. You offer awareness. You don't chase noise. You carry clarity. You are the quiet stability people lean on without realizing it. The one who notices what shifts before it breaks. The calm mind in emotionally crowded spaces. The depth that doesn't announce itself. Feeling invisible in groups doesn't mean you were meant to disappear. It means you were built for perception, restraint, and emotional intelligence in a world addicted to volume. Your presence may not be loud, but it is precise, grounded and rare. If this spoke to you, comment "I relate" or tell me which trait hit you the hardest. And if you want more psychology that speaks to the unseen parts of the human mind, subscribe and turn on the bell. Some minds aren't meant to be noticed everywhere, only remembered deeply.